Jack-o'-lanterns. A fun fall activity, carving jack-o'-lanterns, actually has its roots in a sinister, tragic fable. Celtic folklore tells the tale of a drunken farmer named Jack, who tricked the devil, but his trickery resulted in him being turned away from both the gates of heaven and hell after he died. Having no choice but to wander around in the darkness of purgatory, Jack made a lantern from a turnip and a burning lump of coal that the devil had tossed him from hell. The story goes, Jack used the lantern to guide his lost souls. The Celts believed that placing jack-o'-lanterns outside would help guide lost souls home when they wandered the streets on Halloween. Originally made using a hollowed-out turnip with a small candle inside, jack-o'-lanterns' frightening faces also served to scare evil spirits away. Bats. Medieval folklore describes bats as witches' familiars, and seeing a bat on Halloween was considered to be quite an ominous sign. One myth was that if a bat was spotted flying around one's house 3 times, it meant that someone in that house would soon die. Another myth was that if a bat flew in your house on Halloween, it was a sign that your house was haunted because ghosts had let the bat inside. Spiders. A common source of fear, spiders make for creepy crawly Halloween staples. They join the ranks of bats and black cats in folklore as being evil companions of witches during medieval times. One superstition held that if a spider falls into a candlelit lamp and is consumed by the flame, witches are nearby. And if you spot a spider on Halloween, goes another superstition, it means the spirits of a deceased loved one is watching over you. The witch. The stereotypical image of the haggard witch with a pointy black hat and a warty nose stirring a magical potion in her cauldron actually stems from a pagan goddess known as the crone, who was honored during Samhain. The crone was also known as the Old One and the Earth Mother, who symbolized wisdom, change, and the turning of the seasons. Today, the kind, all-knowing old crone has morphed into a menacing, cackling witch. The cauldron. The pagan Celts believed that after death, all souls went into the crone's cauldron, which symbolized the Earth Mother's womb. There the souls awaited reincarnation, as the goddess stirring allowed for new souls to enter the cauldron and old souls to be reborn. That image of the cauldron of life has now been replaced by the steaming, bubbling, ominous brew. The broomstick. The witch's broomstick is another superstition that has its roots in medieval myths. The elderly, introverted women that were accused of witchcraft were often poor and could not afford horses, so they navigated through the woods on foot with the help of a walking stick, which were sometimes substituted by brooms. English folklore tells that during the nighttime ceremonies, witches rubbed a flying potion on their bodies, closed their eyes, and felt as though they were flying. The hallucinogenic ointment, which caused numbness, rapid heartbeat, and confusion, gave them the illusion that they were soaring through the sky. Costumes. In olden times, it was believed that during Samhain, the veil between our world and the spirit world was the thinnest, and that the ghost of the deceased could mingle with the living. The superstition was that the visiting ghosts could disguise themselves in human form, such as beggars, and knock at the door during Samhain and ask for money or food. If you turn them away empty-handed, you risk receiving the wrath of the spirits of being cursed or haunted. Another Celtic myth was that dressing up as a ghoul could fool the evil spirits into thinking that you were one of them so that they would not try to take your soul. In the U.S., trick-or-treating became a customary Halloween tradition around the late 1950s, after it was brought over by the Irish immigrants in the early 1900s. Colors of Halloween. The traditional Halloween colors of orange and black actually stem from the pagan celebration of autumn and the harvest, with orange symbolizing the color of the crops and the turning leaves, while black marks the death of summer and the changing season. Over time, green, purple, yellow have been introduced into the color scheme of the Halloween decorations. Mischief Night. For some, namely troublesome teenagers, Halloween is also a time for neighborhood pranks, from egging and toilet papering houses to smashing jack-o'-lanterns. Devil's Night can be full of mischief and menace. The ancient Celts celebrated Samhain with bonfires, games, and comical pranks. By the 1920s and 30s, however, the celebrations became more rowdy with rising acts of vandalism, possibly due to the tension caused by the Great Depression. To curb the vandalism, adults began to hand out candy, reigniting the forgotten tradition of trick-or-treating in costumes in exchange for sweets. This successfully replaced most of the mischief elements from October 31st celebrations. So the troublemakers instead adopted October 30th as their official night to pull pranks and wreak havoc. Ghost in Bed Sheets. At the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, November 1st marked the new year, transitioning between summer and harvest to the dark, cold winter. Celts believed that on that night before the new year, the boundary between the living and the dead became blurred, allowing the departed to return to earth as ghosts. Why do we draw ghosts as haunted bed sheets? For artistic clarity. For centuries, artists depicted ghosts as how they looked when they were alive, but audiences couldn't tell the difference between the living and the dead. So during the 19th century, artists indicated ghosts by covering them in the burial shrouds, which coincidentally look like modern-day bed sheets. Vampires. Stories of nocturnal monsters have origins all over the world. Evil spirits that attack people and drain life energy, or blood-sucking demons. But when Spanish explorers discovered that some bats actually drink animal blood, the legend of vampires and their animal counterparts grew. The Count Dracula, we all know, comes from Bram Stoker in his 1897 novel. But centuries older versions of vampires were demonic spirits that didn't look like humans come back from the dead. Cemeteries. A common urban legend says that you must hold your breath every time you drive past the cemetery. If you don't, you could wake a spirit with each breath, make the spirit jealous, or even inhale them. The symbolic connection between breath, life, and spirits has existed since the beginning of the human thought. In the Bible, God created humanity by breathing life into Adam. It is also stated that graves should not be left open overnight, or they will herald another death. Black cats. Among superstitions, one of the oldest and most enduring is that crossing paths with a black cat will bring you bad luck. In the Middle Ages, people associated black cats with the devil and deemed them partially responsible for the Black Plague as a result. It was also believed that witches used alley cats as companions and familiars, animal-shaped spirits that could help witches with their magic. By the time of the Salem witch trials, accusers thought witches could turn into cats, typically black ones. One Scottish fairy tale tells of the cat Seth, a giant black cat that could steal a dead person's soul before gods could take it. But not everyone thinks seeing a black cat cross your path is bad luck. In Germany, a cat that crosses in front of you left to right is actually a sign of good luck. So that was our 13 Halloween superstitions. I hope you enjoyed that. There are so many more. It's awesome to go and research all this stuff, and I had definitely had fun with it. So now I'm going to add a clip on here of us trying to prank Coty. We set up a hidden camera, and then we went to my mom's house and got on the StreamYards app, and I had it running at my house, and I had it running at her house, and we played some creepy little girl sounds, try to freak him out a little bit. But I'm also going to add a little clip where we actually did catch a little bit of paranormal activity. You decide if you think it's paranormal or not. Just remember, no one was here, and the picture shouldn't have moved on its own. So we'll just add the one clip of Coty getting kind of scared, and he starts recording to figure out what's going on. And then at the very end, I'll show you the clip where the picture moved. Okay, thanks guys for watching.
just want to play a game with you. Hey, don't you run away. Please stay. Stay with me. If you don't come play with me, then we will kill you. Why do you seem so scared? All I wanted to do was play with you. Please come and play with me. I'm so lonely. You're not afraid of the dark, are you? Don't be afraid. Come with me. I will show you where I play hide and seek. Do you want to play hide and seek? You hide, and I'll find you. You're going to die in there. Don't say I didn't warn you. I know things no one knows. You're going to die. Help me. I'm begging you. Can you help me? I'm alone and scared. I lost my mommy. Can you help me? I'm coming for you. I'm going to be there, watching you. I'm coming for you. I'm going to be there, watching you. I will get to you. I will find you. Come to me, the men in the dark said, or else you won't see the sunset. I didn't see the footprint. Please scream at me for one night. I don't